This is the Behind the Line podcast, and this is Pacific Northwest Headline News in 3 minutes for Tuesday, January 11th, 2022. In Washington State, US 12 White Pass closed again indefinitely after being open for a couple hours after a 4-day closure due to heavy snow and rock slides. Crews will reevaluate this morning to see if it's possible to get the highway open today. The city of Leavenworth, Washington, continues to be under a state of emergency after receiving up to and more than 4 feet of snow during last week's heavy snowstorm. The Department of Health met yesterday regarding the law to forcibly remove and detain people who are sick in a quarantine-type camp. They decided not to enact that rule or change their current rules about quarantine. It's interesting to note, however, the sponsor of that bill was on Cairo Radio yesterday and claimed that it had nothing to do with COVID, that rule was going to be enacted for HIV people. Now, what reason would you have to go and forcibly remove somebody from their home and put them in a quarantine camp because they have HIV? HIV is basically curable at this time, so that makes no sense whatsoever. These politicians and government officials continue to lie to us about the circumstances surrounding this pandemic, and they wonder why people don't trust what they say. Gavin Newsome yesterday released his $213 billion California budget for 2022 and 23. In it, he's proposing a gun buyback program and to go after assault weapons. He's also proposing universal health care for all in California, including illegal immigrants. Oregon is reporting just over 18,000 new COVID cases over the weekend and 18 deaths, which is pretty minimal, really. More people probably died from natural causes and other things over the weekend than that. The article from KTVZ News Channel 21 does surprisingly say COVID-related deaths, which means there's probably underlying causes that they never want to talk about. The Biden administration's new federal vaccine mandate for employers of 100 or more employees went into effect on Monday. The 100 or more employee tally is for each entire company, no matter how many employees are at individual work sites. Should the employee choose to not get the shot, they must undergo weekly testing and wear a mask at the place of employment. It's not going to stop you from getting or spreading COVID. Firth, Idaho. A fire at the Firth fire station Monday morning destroyed several fire trucks and sent a firefighter to the hospital. The blaze broke out around 9:20 a.m. at the station on Main Street, leaving behind the smoldering remains of the station's 2 fire engines. Investigators believe it may have been caused by some sort of electrical problem. This has been Headlines in 3 minutes. For more, visit BehindTheLinePodcast.com. Thanks for listening.